Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We're focusing in on a concern and an experience that I receive from a lot of viewers. And that is really the feeling of being ostracized or feeling like the narcissist is the one who is popular, the one who gets all the attention, the one that people love best in the office. They love them best in the family. They are the golden child, or they're all in a energetic vibration of narcissism, basically looking at, the ego-based ethos of the family, where everybody is got a basic persona with which they are living their life. And it's oftentimes ignoring of the hurts, the dysfunction, the reality of specific situations that occurred in the past. So there's a lot of denial going on and feeling resultant of abuse, sweeping things under the rug, and then ostracizing really the good inherently in the family system, the work system, standing up for things like integrity, virtue, honesty, ethics, these things that are natural human morals. In other words, having ethical treatment of people, having integrity, having a sense of right or wrong, such as honesty is the best policy, doing what is right for the children, doing what is right for people in general, and not feeling this inflated, bloated sense of self-importance or feeling of that resultant, which is part of the family, or haha, look at us, we pulled one over on people. And oftentimes there's a resultant feeling of the bandwagon experience, where everybody is on the bandwagon of the narcissist and nobody gets them. They aren't the popular one. They aren't valued for their input. They are shrugged off. They are thought to be misfit, misguided, the meek, the imbecile. I mean, the experience goes on and on and on. And this oftentimes is because of a difference in perspective or a difference in values. And your values are not embraced by the narcissist. And the values of the narcissist will begin to become more and more rigid with time. In other words, and you will see it proliferate, you will see it grow, you will see where it takes them in their life. And they will oftentimes push out love, meaning, acceptance, understanding the limitations of themselves, their physical body, things of that nature. So there's a real lack of humility, a lack of humbleness, where a pronounced arrogance or haughtiness or we are better than mentality. And you might have a lot of money, you might have a lot of talent, you might have a legacy in your family, or you just might be this way. You might be a bully son of a gun, or, this just might be, you might be real into the theater, or, you might be a movie star, or you might be a musician. And so putting on a show is what you do. But, at some point you have to embrace the private self. You have to get comfortable with the humble side. Eat the humble pie, have humility, understand that people get sick, that you don't have to go in there and, go for ice cream with a 3-piece suit on. It's okay to be casual. It's okay to be comfortable. People get sick. They need to go to the doctor. They need to get attended to. They have physical breakdowns. It's okay to go to that level. But oftentimes narcissists, they don't want to go there. When you're sick, they just kind of want to, they kind of, maybe they might avoid you. At your very time of need, they're not really there. It doesn't fit their persona. They're not the caregiver types. They're not the sentient types. They're not the feeling types. They're not the emotive types. They might feel embarrassed by you if you're sick. You don't look good. You have strep throat. You have a fever, you're throwing up, and they're kind of like avoiding the whole situation. Yet when they're sick, you're the first one to their rescue, to go get them something to eat, to bring them what they need, drop it off at their doorstep. and you're supportive of them, but oftentimes they don't want to show their face while they're sick. They don't want to lose that status, that public image of them being flawless, of them being impenetrable, of them being better than, and so they will have this superhuman need to control and have power over others. And a lot of it is that crafting that persona. And oftentimes these are the popular people because, they want to get people on their side. They want to have this image. They want to keep this facade, this persona going. This is what is natural to them, inherent to them. And yet it gets very tiresome for the quote unquote real people who have an alignment between their inner and outer life. In other words, this is me. I'm not putting on a show. I'm not putting on an act. I'm not, into the pretend life. I'm not into, that sort of situation, because that just leads to lies. I'm having to support your lies through a lot of laughing when things aren't funny, or you're making, you're always just trying to get a laugh from us, and so I always have to be laughing at you, and how you want me to feed you or applauding you or doing these things, and you're not acknowledging or validating me, yet I have something very real and genuine, and you can't grasp that. And so you see this popularity going with the people who have the outer look, the outer demeanor. It's very much like feeding the facade, feeding the illusion, because there might be a lot of numbers of people who are just find it easier to be superficial, who find it easier to just be very cheeky in that manner. A lot of industries promote that. A lot of advertisements promote that. You never have enough. You're never good enough. You don't have what it takes. So oftentimes society will reinforce the narcissistic side of people and not really embrace their true self, the authentic side, the values but I think a lot of corporations are turning that way. Specifically, like Unilever. I mean, they have, they're really embracing that global harmony in a lot of things that they're doing right now. But you can see that I think a lot of and hopefully that those tables are turning, even though it might not be very popular to embrace the real human needs and those causes and speak the truth, or show that the golden child was basically spoon-fed, or given a lot of favoritism, because of narcissistic needs from the parents, and seeing them only as an extension of them. And it was, that the parents, maybe owning up to the fact that they failed you. Not you did not fail them, but they failed you, and being able to acknowledge that and deal with that. See, the narcissist doesn't want to ever feel like a failure. They don't ever want to admit defeat. They don't want to admit that they've made a mistake or that they're wrong. They will, go to their, dying day, fighting that this is how I want to be. It has to be all about me. I have to always look good. I have to always put up this mask. And, that is the life. And if you deem it as popular, or what you're striving for, or trying to people please in that manner, see and experiment with giving that up and letting that go. See what you can do to embrace your true authentic self, and see where that takes you. If it takes you away out of the energetic field of the narcissist that's becoming toxic, it's becoming a struggle, it's causing a lot of fighting, then that should be the first tip, that there's something dysfunctional going on, and there's perpetual conflict, struggle, and judgment and criticism going on. And if you can release that and realize that maybe the popular is not always where it's at, that it's okay to stand apart, stand alone, and be a leader, and be your own person. And sometimes, really standing out is going to be your solution, and embrace that solution, even if it's uncomfortable, scary, or contradictory to the struggle with which you've had your identity formed your whole life. Chances are there is a truth that you need to adhere to. Chances are there are your own values that you need to adhere to and cling to, and work and develop and manifest in your life to get you, more independent and more responsible and accountable to your feelings and responsible to your happiness, and realize that maybe things that make other people happy don't make you happy. And furthermore, release the judgment of that popular route and begin to find what your own route is, and embrace that, and realize that it's not going to be the lonely, desperate path, that there are a lot of people on that path of true happiness, and it's a higher, there's more of a value content, I would say, in truth. And I know that that's an abstract term, but once you go there, I think you'll begin to see it, because there's a light and a lightness, and a sort of a ceasing of struggle, and a joy and a happiness that comes from that life in taking care of yourself in that manner. And so I encourage you and challenge you to experiment with that, and challenge what is the narcissist popular vote. See, what you believe, and embrace what you believe, and then furthermore, surround yourself with others who can validate you and acknowledge you and embrace you for your values, and so that you can enhance your life with other people and not feel like you have to struggle and combat against narcissistic, who generally have something in it just for them, an ego-based alignment, versus a body, mind, and spirit alignment, where you're embracing a truth and a humanity, and there for people in a humble and humility sense, oftentimes, which the narcissist is refuting or saying it as weak, when it's actually a true power. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.